Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your end of October 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. Using my, I wouldn't call it witchy, but it's very kind of macabre a little bit, these cards. Wild Unknown Tarot for the Halloween season. Oh, getting this one before. I really like the artistry on this one. I'm not a big fan of tarot decks where the backgrounds are all the same, you know. It's not as vibrant, you know. So this is very nice because of that. Let's see. I'm going to pick an additional card because when there's a 2, it's kind of ambiguous. Okay, we'll get that one. All right. The heart of the matter is the 6 of Wands. This is a card of, I would say what's coming to my mind is being seen, being appreciated. And that may be something that, well, you know, Cancer, sometimes I have found that Cancer may be feeling unappreciated very easily. So it depends on other factors, you know. A Cancer sun sign could very easily have Leo as part of their makeup, and they might be the kind of sign that is like, you know, look at me, you know, why aren't you, you know, feeling that sense of not being able to be appreciated enough for your talents. This could be at work, for instance, and definitely in relationships that can happen. And it is possible that you are experiencing this right now, and it's like such a revelation because we have in the past position the Wheel of Fortune, and that can be a card of having the wheel turning in your direction and having good things coming to you. I call it being aligned. Some people call it being lucky. So if you've met someone who gives you that feeling of, you know, you're a great person and they see all the good in you versus someone who may always harp on your weaknesses or whatever, that can be very gratifying. As a matter of fact, we have here the higher message, the 7 of Wands. This is exactly what I'm talking about, because this can be, the 7 of Wands can be the person who is in that state of kind of like pushing back, defending themselves, and you may have felt the need to do so for some reason. And that can be very exhausting. That can feel like very draining to have that sort of experience where you don't feel like you have a sense of, I was going to say like being treated as if you are worthy. And the way people sometimes do this is they will really bring up things that might be actual faults that you possess, and they will make it like, they will kind of like make a case that, oh, you know, you're this sort of person, you're experiencing this, and they're doing so because they want to kind of keep you off balance. They want to keep you in that place where you are defending yourself, because that's a way to control the other person. And so basically what it's saying is being able to understand that that was your dynamic, and maybe now, and it's interesting that they show with the Six of Wands the butterfly, because that's a symbol of transformation, and maybe you have come a long way as it pertains to that. Maybe you feel like you have started to really come into your own and feel that sense of being treated as that you are coming from a good place. Some people, they treat you like your basic self is flawed, not okay. And those are the kind of people that you don't really want to engage with, because they're not in your corner, to say the least. What crosses you is the Six of Swords. This is a card of choosing peace and maybe leaving for more peaceful surroundings. And it can even be physical relocation. So there could be like you're unwilling to leave a relationship that's contentious. And obviously, if that if you are doing so, if you're remaining in a relationship that doesn't honor you, then you can't expect anything to change. I mean, it's just sheer logic. It has nothing to do with prophecy. It's just a sheer logic. But the Wheel of Fortune suggests that there may be something that is supporting you in some way. Like there's some kind of like situation occurring that is making everything more possible. In terms of astrology, for instance, the new moon in Scorpio, which is your 5th house, in the house of love, is coming up on November 1st, right after the time frame of this reading. So it could be speaking about new love coming into your life. What's coming in is the Magician card, and this is on your end, learning how to work with the laws of the universe to manifest love in your life. And, you know, there are so many, I'm not going to talk about all of that. I have an ebook called Manifest Your Soulmate, A Guide to High Vibe Love, which was based on my reading of Law of Attraction material. Because all of it, it doesn't matter whether someone is looking to attract more money into their life or love, it doesn't matter. The point is that there are certain habits that we have, that we possess, that repel the things that we want, or they bring them to us. And you know, even on my end, I don't claim to be this manifestation expert or anything like that, but I have learned so much based on reading different books that touch upon this, or watching videos, because there's so many things that are deeply ingrained in us, and it's so easy for us to fall back on these outworn ideas, these things that are erroneous. And basically the Magician, talking about, because I associate with the Law of Attraction, is that the Magician has everything that he needs to manifest something. And that applies to us as well. Sometimes people say things like, oh, it takes money to make money and all of that. And we live in a society, especially with the internet, where there's so much available to us that we can just do for free. That, you know, even like promoting yourself. And speaking of that, Cancer, Mars is in your sign currently, so you have more confidence to go after what you want, and you have more drive to do so and to promote yourself, because we're talking about the first house here. So, but it's all about mindset, and it's all about the choices you make, the actions that you take. So the outcome is the Two of Swords. You may be at the horns of a dilemma. You may be like torn between doing one thing versus the other, and you're like not sure what exactly it is that you want to do. You might be of two minds on doing something. And because of it, it can lead to feeling stuck, kind of because you're indecisive. So I picked an additional card. And I got the Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. And this is really a card of being in this, kind of like embarking upon this adventure, being adventurous, which I don't know how many of you would get offended if I say this, but I think of Cancer as a cautious sign, like looking before you leap, not necessarily wanting to take risks. And the Knight of Wands is very like uncontained, wild. And basically how I see this is that you may have gotten to a point where you feel like you have to do something in order to make, kind of break out of this stalemate. And sometimes this can be with another person too, by the way. And if you're like someone who's like trying to get someone to acknowledge you, for instance, it could be like your boss, like, when is my boss going to give me a promotion? When is my partner going to start saying I love you? I've already told them 1,000 times that this is really important to me, but they won't do it. You could be engaged in a power struggle. You could be engaged with somebody who just doesn't care enough to, acknowledge what you need and do something about it. And I hesitate to say things like that because, it is kind of, I don't want people to think that I'm saying, oh yeah, your partner doesn't care about you. But I mean, caring enough to take your needs into account. Let's put it that way. And at a certain point, it comes back down to you. What are you willing to do? Do you want to choose peace in your life? Or do you want to keep the war going on? Because at a certain point, you get to break that stalemate and you get to move forward in your life. The Knight of Wands is that type of energy of like movement. All right, that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm primarily an astrologer. I do tarot readings too, obviously. But the reason I say that is that I have a lot of astrological readings. I interpret astrological charts, and I have a special deal that is called my Deep Dive reading, and it's a package deal. So these readings I offer by themselves: natal chart interpretation, and at least an hour of a natal chart interpretation, at least an hour of transits through the end of 2025 for a special price. Or I have like that package deal plus a full-length tarot reading called The Whole Enchilada, and that's a special price. And, I offer these readings separately, as well as love readings, career readings, looking at your child's astrological chart. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.